All right, one of the greatest poster taglines of all time, and it's not even on this box. Now, come on, bro. This is in the exaggerated VHS length box. Got a barcode because I think Cocktail was like 88 or 89. You get the Elizabeth Shue, Brian Brown, he's good. Uh, I mean, really, for a premise of a movie, this is so silly. The up and is essentially what he did in The Color of Money, where he's the young, hot, up and comer new pool shark. This time he's the hot, new, up and coming bartender? Hmm. Anyways, the tagline on the one sheet was, "When he pours, he reigns." What a great tagline. And it's not even on here. I guess, I don't know. You want to hear my behind the scenes cocktail story? I'm guessing this was a rental, right? I don't know what this is. Um, Gosh, that's so small. I can't read it. Something about Canada, though. I noticed that. Good day, mate. Cocktail. I was working in, if you've ever been to LA or around that area, they have a chain of theaters called Pacific. And I was at the Pacific Theater. It was in Lakewood. It was this giant movie house. We had four screens, but one was just massive. And it had stadium seating before there was stadium seating. That place was, it could hold everybody. Wall fancy, ornate walls, curtains opened up when it was time for the movie. Just a majestic place to see a movie theater. They did a lot of premieres there, or where people fill out cards. Maybe not premieres, but like test screening. That's the phrase I'm looking for. So I'm working there one night, and in one of the smaller theaters, they're test screening the movie Scrooged with Bill Murray. As a usher, a lot of times you're in the back of the theater watching to make sure people behave, and of course we mostly concentrated uh, on the ones that where people were rowdy, and I don't know why people were rowdy in Cocktail, but whatever. I was sent in there, so I'm standing there in the back watching Cocktail for the 80th time, and the door opens, and guess who pops his head in? Bill Murray. He's going to come in and sneak into the back of Scrooge while people are watching it. And he asked me, he looks at that and he goes, "Oh, Tom Cruise, is that any good?" And I don't remember what I said. I probably said it was all right or whatever. I wasn't too negative, but it was pretty wild seeing the guy. He was, friendly enough. And then he asked me where the Scrooge was, and I took him over there, and then he sat in the back and watched it. What a story, right? I mean, that's worth watching this video for that great story. Yeah. Well, let's talk about Cocktail because it's more important than Bill Murray coming in and asking me if Cocktail's any good. I think I told you what the basic story was, right? It's a trendy bar. The older mentor is there bartending, but he's not getting as many tips anymore because he's getting long in the tooth. And this kid comes in and, oh, he's beautiful. And he's getting all the attention. And then when they're making drinks, they're throwing bottles around and catching them behind their back, which is, hey, bro, get my fucking drink. I don't need that show of you flipping around. This drink costs $18. Can I have it, please? And I don't even drink. That's how passionate I am about it. So that's Cocktail. You probably have seen it. Elizabeth, I mean, people are doing as good a job as you can do. And, with The Mentor, there is a little more depth to this movie and a little more interesting. It's not just a popcorn movie, there's a little more there. You should see that at least once in your life. And of course, it had the song Addicted to Love. Gonna have to face it, you're addicted to love. You see the sign you can read, running at a different speed. I better stop for a whole host of reasons. Okay, so here's what I'm calling the brownbacks. I know this one is tan, but basically to me a brownback is box is gone and they put this in a rental. So these have to be 100% rentals. Some kind of weird coding there. Romancing the Stone. That's Michael Douglas. I'm going to have to go from memory on these because there's no synopsis on the back. Ooh, boy. Romancing the Stone. I think it's a Indiana Jones ripoff with, I want to say Kathleen Turner was in this and Danny DeVito. I don't even know if I've seen this film 100%. There's a lot of these. I'm like, did I see that? I don't know. That's clearly a rental box, but then there's no anything on here. I'm just going to say this is a rental. You can see the glue there. I'm sure this got rented a lot because I remember that movie being pretty popular. Romancing the Stone. I don't have much to say other than Indiana Jones ripoff. Get it? Speaking of John Belushi, right? Here's another bit of this that I do not get at all. Why do people like this movie? I've tried to watch clips of it. I think there was Ray Charles was playing what do you call it? Portable organ. What do they call those things? I know it's a keyboard, but it was a little fancier than that. That was probably the best scene in that movie. But mostly it was these guys running around, and I don't know. Dan Aykroyd is in it, and somehow this translated into Dan Aykroyd being on the "We Are the World" song. That was a response to "Do They Know It's Christmas" in the UK. So they did their own. And there is Dan Aykroyd in the back with headphones and singing "We Are the World." What does that dude do in there? Look at the shape this is in. Wow. Maybe there are more people that feel like I do, that this is not the best movie. Because look, this thing looks pretty unmolested. Tape looks good. Don't ask me what this movie's about. The clips I've seen is they're in a car and they're running around driving like jerks, and I don't know. I don't know. The less said, the better for me. But if you enjoy it, good for you. I wish I was you. I wish I enjoyed more things. I'm always jealous of people that really like something and I don't get it, like The Office. I want to get it. House of the Long Shadows. No clue what this is. Now this is interesting. I will definitely be popping this in. House of the Long Shadows. Just the name of it like that. Ooh, and look at this. Fancier tape that I don't see. It almost looks like the MGM look. What does that say there? Canon Films. Come on. This has got to be good, right? Canon did all of those Death Wish movies, like 3, 4, 5, so where it basically got to Charles Bronson was walking around with a missile launcher, blowing up the gang members. And Canon knows what they're doing. And didn't they also do Lambada, the Forbidden Dance? Anyways, that clearly was a rental. That's what I think from that. I don't know, but this is in amazing shape. And Canon is known for being frugal, other than what they pay the stars to be in the films. Because for a while, people didn't want to have anything to do with them. So they wrote these giant checks to like Sylvester Stallone, Charles Bronson, and people couldn't wait to make a movie for them. I think Stallone did Cobra. Loverboy. That could be anything. When I say that, I'm thinking Patrick Dempsey. Probably what this is. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We got that other notice. Important notice. You're guaranteed a better buy. Am I buying this? Looks like I'd be renting. That looks like this reel is on the cheap. Like an SLP recording that they would make. Every now and then I run into video cassettes and I pick it up and I'm like, well, this is kind of light. And then you look in there and there's like almost no tape. And on the back it says, this is on a SLP format, so you can have a better price at the film. Well, the slower that machine goes as they're doing the tape, the shittier the picture. So it's basically, hey, if you want to save some money, you cheapskate, we're going to give you the worst experience possible. One past VHS. But Loverboy, any way you look at it, I'm guessing Patrick Dempsey. I think that's what that is. Well, we're never going to know, are we, until I put that in. You know what I should do is one of these days I should put some of these tapes in so you can see, but I've aimed the camera to TV before, And in a short amount of time, YouTube gets all pissed and starts threatening. And one time I just didn't listen. And sure enough, they just jerked me right off the air. And now that episode is in limbo that you'll never get to see. Summer School, this has got to be Mark Harmon, right? Kirstie Alley. Not the best 80s comedy. It was a little bit late in the 80s. That schnurred on there. Still good. Still funny. It's about a teacher who, basically Mark Harmon not giving a shit. That sort of his, hey man, whatever. And he gets forced into summer school. And of course, he teaches like shit. But then all of a sudden he reaches them. He decides he's not going to be a jerk because Kirstie Alley is also a teacher doing summer school and thinks he's a jerk. So it's sort of like he's going to prove that he can get these kids under control, and then she's going to like him. Get it? Oh, and look at that. Look at the shape that's in. That might have been a sticker for rental. Look at that. Hoo-wee, that's beautiful. Paramount 75th, and I think their 75th was in 86 or 87, around there. They had that logo on their tapes for a while. I know that says 87, but it was there for a few years. Celebrating Paramount. A Gulf and Western company, not a whatever it is now. Trading Places. I mean, is there anybody who doesn't know Trading Places? Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd. I'll tell you something. It's the old trope of Prince and Pauper. You take a guy who's penniless, make him rich, see what happens. And it's always, two affluent people betting. I think in this movie they bet $1. They're real cheapskates. It's fine. I'll watch it. I've seen it a few times, but it's just not. If I'm going for an Eddie Murphy movie, that's not the one I grab. I grab Coming to America. I even like The Golden Child. I would watch that over this. But that's essentially what that is. And poor Dan Aykroyd, up-and-comer, has got a lot of money, and all of a sudden he's penniless. Oh, it's Mick Dundee. I don't know. Have I showed this before? I don't remember. It's Mick Dundee. This one, I see a lot of copies of this. I probably have 2 or 3 copies. I'm going to have to sell them. You don't know this story. It's fish out of water. This reporter goes to the outback because she's heard about this dude. Can you imagine? She gets on a plane from New York and goes all the way to Australia because she wants to do an article on some colorful guy called Crocodile Dundee in Australia. What did that cost, that newspaper, to send her over there and stay there for however long she has, a week or whatever? And then at some point she decides, this guy's great, we're going to bring him back to New York, and then that's where you get the fish out of water stuff for him. And he's running around, and that's where you get the famous, well, that's not a knife, that's a knife, and he pulls out this big knife. How many times do you hear people repeating that during that time period? I mean, that was a huge line. I'll buy that for $1. There you go. Crocodile Dundee, exceptional shape here. Oh, I think this is the one I was using as a test for a player, and it got all chewed up. These tapes are much harder to get the butt flap open. Let me see. Come on, you. This desk is a mess, and I'm still not seeing anything that will help me pop this open. Yeah, you just have to take my word for it. Moving on. Straw Dogs. Now, I've heard of this. I've never seen it. Dustin Hoffman, Susan George. What year does that say? Straw Dogs. And this, even though it's a brown bag, this is a clear case. It's a rare clear case. This is absolutely a rental because I see giant numbers. And boy, is this case unforgiving. That's got almost no stretch in it at all. Magnetic Video, a 20th Century Fox company. It says 71. That can't be right, is it? Straw Dogs is 71? Nah, I don't believe it. I don't even know. There's nothing I can say about this. I have no clue what Straw Dogs is. assuming there's a bunch of dogs that are drinking soft drinks through a straw. Anybody know what this movie is about? Am I right? Is it dogs drinking sodas through a straw? Here we go. Fancy box. Look at that. Witness. This is Harrison Ford. He's going undercover. I can't remember exactly the premise, but he hides out in an Amish community. And then famously, you see that the Amish are bullied and they refuse to fight back at all because it's against their religion. And even though he's posing as Amish, he gets fed up and teaches some guys a little lesson. And then, of course, there's some shooting and stuff. I haven't seen this in forever. I'd like to watch that again. I remember that being good. Harrison Ford was on fire. 1985. Yeah, there he is right there. Look, he's all pissed off at the Amish right there. It's like, slow your roll. You're not acting like one of us. And I think the Amish thing was done better in the Farrelly Brothers movie. What was the bowling movie? Kingpin. You haven't seen Kingpin? That's a funny movie. That's got to be in my top 5. That's how good. That has Woody Harrelson in it, and who's the brother that ran to Canada? Quaid. Randy Quaid. He is the Amish guy, and then there's Vanessa Angel from the TV show Weird Science. Great, funny movie about bowling. But this is about crime. It's Witness. There were a lot of these embedded in subculture movies. I remember Deborah Winger and Tom Berenger did one. Oh, it's escaping my brain what the name of that was. It was something about trust or something. I don't know if she was a detective or something, and she gets into a white supremacist gang, and the problem is she falls in love with one of those guys and then finds out just how deep and shitty those guys are. That was a good movie, but I can't think of the name of that. You know that song, The Devil's Right Hand, The Devil's Right Hand, Yaga Paxkaluya and The Devil's Right Hand. What was the name of that? Betrayed, I think, is what it was called. Don't quote me on that. Just look for Deborah Winger and Tom Berenger. There you go, The Cotton Club. I remember there was a huge fuss about this movie when it came out, but my recollection is it laid an egg. I don't even know if it's made its money back still. I want to say this was early to mid-80s. I certainly can't read that. Gregory Hines, Diane Lane, Loretta McKay, I don't know. Bob Hoskins, you know him from Roger Rabbit and Super Mario Brothers. James Raymer, he's coming back. They're filming more Dexter episodes. And I saw he was on the set. He's going to be in it. Nicolas Cage, we all know him. Some of these other people I don't know. Fred Gwynn, wait, that's Herman Munster. And the judge from My Cousin Vinny. And then some of this writing is a little too slow. I don't remember what this movie is about. I don't think I've ever seen it. 128 minutes. Richard Gere is Dixie. How do you say that name? Dwar? His name is Dixie? In his powerful hands, a trumpet becomes more than a horn, and a girl became more than a woman. Ooh, okay. I don't know about that. What's he doing with that trumpet? Relax there, Cotton Club. I don't know. Embassy. There's the sign that it was a rental. Although, I don't know how many people rented it. And if you read the back of the box, I'm not sure you would have rented it there. I don't know. But that is it. So this is number 9, Honey Hole. And I'm not even 100% sure all of these came from the Honey Hole, but that was the pile it was in. This is the second to the last Honey Hole episode. The last episode, number 10, is going to be a bunch of brownbacks. So just prepare yourself for me not knowing what the movie is about. I'm not going to sit here and Google them because where's the fun in that? That's not the mystery. The mystery and the fun is for you to go look and say, yeah, I would like that. This is about showing tapes, showing the past. Hopefully you discover a movie you haven't seen and you watch it, you love it, and your life is better for having done it. You're going to fight me, aren't you? Yep, got another fighter here. All right, well, again, I'm not going to spend 5 hours trying to get that in there. That's going to need some. What if I put this, pull that butt flap there, and what do we get? Yeah, that worked. That's called using your monkey brain. $79.95. Ooh, yikes. Anyways, be looking for the last episode, the Brownback episode.